I'm a pretty reasonable guy. I don't think that I look to hate a movie or even just slightly dislike a movie. I'm more hopeful that the movie will actually be good. If I hear something bad about a movie, I'm usually hoping that it's wrong or that I won't think it's as bad. Plenty of movies that have gotten bad reviews in the past few years that I've really liked. Jolt, um, Gunpowder Milkshake didn't get good reviews from quite a few people. Um, Infidel with Jim Caviezel. Like, movies that didn't usually get much talk about them, but I found something to like in them. I don't hate this movie. Let me get that out right off the bat. Spoorloos or The Vanishing, I don't hate this movie. It's more I'm wondering why people think it's a masterpiece. I've thought this with many movies. Um, Schindler's List. I don't understand the love for Schindler's List at all. I would honestly give that a 3 out of 10. Like, I just think it's unneeded torture porn, basically. Um, Movies like, I know I'm dragging on, but plenty of movies over the years that get called masterpieces that I just don't understand. But this one, I'm not so much mad at the movie itself, I'm more mad at the ending. And I'm going to put a spoiler tag in, I'm going to put like a timestamp in the description, and I'm going to say when I get into spoilers. But I have to ask about this, and I need people's reaction to this. I need to know specifically why this is supposed to work. Okay? This movie is about a man who I'm not going to be able to remember the names. They were Dutch or French names. A man who stops at a gas station. His girlfriend, wife, whichever the subtitles said, wife, goes into a gas station and doesn't come back. 3 years later, after he tried investigating, he's still obsessed with finding her, and then the guy comes forward and says, I know what happened to your wife because I'm the one who abducted her. An interesting idea for a story. You might think you've seen this before. Yes, because there was a 1993 remake with Jeff Bridges, Kiefer Sutherland, Nancy Travis, and Sandra Bullock. I prefer that remake more because of the small changes it makes. They're both, at heart, the same movie. They both have the same exact story, it's just the endings are quite a bit different. And I don't want to spoil the remake, I'm more trying to get across why I'm confused about the original. Not so much confused as more I just don't understand it. It's not that I'm not artfully inclined, it's not that I'm stupid. I don't want to hear that again. I got enough of that on Reddit. People calling me stupid for not understanding why the original's ending is satisfying. But the remake's ending is actually satisfying. But everything that I say here is my opinion, by the way. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. What I'm asking for is clarification on why this remake's ending is more satisfying. So, the things I did like about the original, I thought the main actor who played Rex did a good job. He was very emotional when he needed to be. I thought the girl who played Saskia, his girlfriend who goes missing, was alright. I had a problem with Sandra Bullock in the remake as well, but I just chalked that up to Sandra Bullock was still a beginning actress. In this movie, I'm guessing she wasn't a big actress, I'm not sure. But, the killer, people kept telling me on Reddit that he's charming. I can get that for Jeff Bridges' version of the character. He is actually charming in a weird way. but he's still a serial killer. But I didn't see the charmingness. I didn't think the actor was. I know I'm gonna get hate for this. Who cares? But in the remake or original, I didn't see it. I didn't see the charmingness, and again, the things I did like about the original, the film looks good. It was done on basically a $25,000 budget, but in money in the Netherlands, which is very impressive. It is. The movie looks like a movie. It's. I'd say it's much more impressive than El Mariachi, and that was done for about 7,000. But it had like $250,000 of post production at Columbia. But still, um, the soundtrack is all right. I don't know if I like. I think I'd say it's a tad under what I think the score in the remake is. But there are moments where it does shine. Um, I'm trying to think of other things, but that's about it. But this is where I'm going to get into spoilers. So I'm going to timestamp it when I get into spoilers. If you don't want to be spoiled, if you want to watch the movie first, you can find it online. I watched it on a website called fedupmovies.com because I didn't know where else to watch it. Um, just look up Spoorloos at fedupmovies.com and you should find it. It's subtitled too, which is nice. But this is where I get into the problem I have. The ending to the original feels unsatisfying to me, and I'm going to say why. I know that there are people that'll be like, oh, all the hidden subtext, all of the metaphors and shit that go on, like the golden egg thing, the constant use of two O's, or like you'll see a bit of two coins, or the main character messing with two um, coasters next to each other. And it's supposed to be symbolism, but for what? All I can see is that the symbolism would refer to the title, Spoorloos, which has two sets of two O's. And in the ending, where they showed the pictures of both the main character and his girlfriend in the newspaper in the story, but I can see what they're trying to do, but I don't understand why. Well, not that I don't understand. I don't understand why there has to be symbolism like that. Like, it can't just be an entertaining movie. Most of the movie is pretty slow. But yeah, the ending, he has to drink the main character, in order to find out what happened to his girlfriend, he has to drink this drugged coffee, and after drinking it, he will in order to find out what happened to his girlfriend, he has to go through what she experienced, which you find out after he wakes up from the drugged coffee, from drinking the drugged coffee. He is buried, and the killer is burying him alive. And this immediately reminded me of the ending to Buried with Ryan Reynolds. And if you don't know, spoiler for Buried, Ryan Reynolds dies in the end without much happening in the movie. And people gave that a ton of credit for having a downbeat ending. The same thing happens in The Vanishing, where the main character remembers Saskia and he just dies, and then you see the the killer with his family, and he saw the newspaper that they were both found dead, or that they're missing. I don't get how people think this is a satisfying ending. Just a response to the people on Reddit who had a problem with my review of the remake, telling me that the remake was garbage and that it shit on the original, and that the ending of the remake shits in the face of what the original was trying to do. I have not read the original book, The Golden Egg by Tim Crabbe. I have not. I do not wish to. It is not me not wanting to read something from another country. That is not it. I don't read much. If I do read something, it's usually something a friend has done, which I haven't read the book my friend did, but I don't really get into the reading mood much. But I shouldn't have to read a book to understand what a movie is doing. The reason a movie exists is not to be just word for word the book. A movie adaptation of a book is going to be different because you have to do different things for movies. I get that. And it seems like many people don't, since there's channels on YouTube that are like, oh, differences between the book and the movie. You can't adapt a full book to a movie. Maybe a TV show, not a movie. But unless it's a short story. But I don't get how this is satisfying. His story was just starting to pick up, and I feel I wouldn't be as confused about why the ending is so dour if it was a short story or a short film. If it was a 45-minute short film where you kind of just, oh, his wife's missing, oh, he's gotten in the car with the killer gives this whole speech about good and bad and right and wrong, and then he dies. That would be a better story, I think, for a short film. Like a Twilight Zone type of thing. But usually even Twilight Zone episodes had a satisfying ending to them. Not the Jordan Peele one, though. The Jordan Peele one is bad, in my opinion. But I just don't get these people on Reddit saying, like, you're not even rooting for the guy whose wife was kidnapped and, like, killed. Like, why not? Yes, in the movie he's not the greatest guy, but he's been through all of this shit just to get her back. He's doing what most people, not just Dutch people or English American people, I've heard that argument too, that it's from an American standpoint. No, most people, if they love their girlfriend or wife that much, they are going to look for them. They are not going to just stop because there's no, like, leads at the moment. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. But it's supposed to be satisfying because it concludes the guy's story and the serial killer gets to kill again. I don't get this shit. I need comments. Please. Comment. I'm not fishing for comments. I'm asking genuinely. I need people who are fans of the film and who think the film is a perfect masterpiece, like people keep telling me it's a masterpiece and the remake is shit. Why is the remake worse? Why is this Dutch film getting so much attention and the American remake gets pushed aside just because it's a remake? Remakes get immediately hated on nowadays. Like, it does happen. No one can deny it. And foreign films tend to get higher ratings than American films, even if they can have the same exact plot as an American film, but they're like, oh, the acting's all good because it's in another language. I'm tired of this shit. I just don't even know where to end this video. I've never done this before, and I just I don't understand why people just eat movies like this up that are just depressing, like a Serbian film and all these other depressing movies like Human Centipede, like these movies that are just kind of depressing. I don't understand. And it's not just because I have depression. It's not at all because of that. I can enjoy depressing movies. Like Children of Men is a very sad movie, but it actually has a satisfying conclusion. But I just don't understand why people would hate on the remake just because it has a satisfying and happy conclusion. It's not that Americans are idiots and that they need everything to be happy. It's that we want actual closure like the main character does. And we don't want to be preached to like the ending to fucking Funny Games, the original. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm not going to get into that right now. But I hope at least some people have been interested in this type of video format. I don't know if I'm going to do a bunch of these like this, but um, I just hope some people will tell me why. I need to know why this movie gets the love and praise it does, and why the remake doesn't deserve any of it. I need to know that. But anyways, I am Otaku Gaming HD, and see you later.